Hello my lovelies, welcome back. I'm coming on today to let's talk a little bit about the full moon energy. So we have a beautiful full moon coming through in the early hours of tomorrow morning, I believe, and it is I think it's quite a big one. I think it's a supermoon. Yesterday Archangel Raguel came in and brought through a beautiful message regarding being in the present and the power of the present moment, and just existing in that moment and understanding that nothing exists outside that moment. That is posted on my page, so if you didn't see that message, go and have a look at it. Archangel Raguel is an angel of balance. He's an angel of order, of divine order. And he makes a point when I was chatting to him, well, he was talking to me yesterday, and he was explaining that balance and justice isn't something that we fully understand yet as a collective. It's greater than what we're able to perceive. It works in a different way. He's showing it to me right now, and I am actually feeling a little bit of Archangel Sandalphon energy here, showing it to me kind of like how a song is written, or music on paper. And you know, when you have a really complicated song and you have all the different instruments in the orchestra, and then you have like the layers on layers and layers and layers of music to create the sound, and it's got all the different instruments working together in complete harmony. That is what life is like. That is how our lives are, except where we're at right now in our consciousness, we can only see one to maybe three of those layers, and there's tens. Like, there's so many of the layers. There's tens. For some of us, there's thousands of layers, and like, it's beyond our comprehension yet. Like, to understand how multifaceted everything is, especially in this world where there's free will, and when they're trying to move things into place, there's so many things that need to fall together and energetically align for things to come together. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. There's a lot going on with our higher selves and our angelic teams and our spirit teams all working together to pull it together into alignment to bring things about in our lives. And throughout each of our lives, they're like points or signifiers where big events come together. This, I feel they're saying astrologically, so I'm not sure what's happening with the astrology, but they're saying there's some big stuff coming together. So on a collective level, there's moments in our lives and there's moments in time that we need to go through, and we hit markers, milestones, if you will. And this full moon is bringing up all of the energy of one of those massive markers or milestones as a collective. It's a real shifting point. It's like, okay, they're showing it to me as if like it's going to be like you're walking on hot sand, right? And then you step onto grass. So it's literally like the way it feels beneath your feet suddenly changes. And there's also that element of relief to it, okay? After walking on such hot sand for such a long time, we're now on grass, okay? And it doesn't mean that necessarily that there's going to be like just change like that, because change doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes it definitely does happen like that, like we have an epiphany moment, and we're like, I have to change something in my life, I have to take a new break, or like something that we've been struggling to understand or conceive for so long is suddenly there. This full moon is a really big milestone for events like that as a collective, but also in our own individual lives. And they're saying it's because you stayed your course, okay? Things are coming in because you stayed your course and you've done your healing, and you just kept going. We asked you to walk through deserts, they're saying, and the sand was hot, and there was sandstorms, and there was times when you were hallucinating and you thought you were going crazy, and you thought you'd never find the grass, you'd never find water, kind of an energy. And you have we've hit you with the storms, and we've hit you with everything, and your resilience has been so strong, and you've kept going. So you're going to be able to reach this milestone, and then from there things will start to change, okay? And that, like, I want to reiterate is that is on a collective level, so we're seeing that in society, it is the birth of the new earth. It is what we talk about when we're talking about new earth and the the ascension process. It is, you've seen it in the minds of the many. Now the grand awakening has started and has begun, but we're also going to see it in your own individual lives, and it's just a new milestone. And whether that's you're starting to see physical things coming back in, for twins, I believe there's been talk of a union portal, like there's lots of union energy, so there's, for some, if the time is right, unions are starting to reoccur. It could be like, finally, things like if you've been working really hard in your business, finally you're going to see some sort of reward or recognition. Or bigger than that, because what's more important than any of that is the way you feel about the way you're going. It's like we're having big epiphany moments where we've like been struggling with this one cycle, or we've been struggling with this one thought pattern or conditioning for so long. It's like finally there's a breakthrough moment where we're starting to understand, and it shifts the way we experience our lives, and that is what changes everything. That shift in the way of we perceiving it and experiencing it, okay, as a collective and on individual levels. There's just, I do feel like there is a lot of tangible opportunity coming in with this full moon. And we're definitely attracting it coming in. This says Supermoon. I believe this is a supermoon. It's 44. It's an angelic number. It's also like a builder number, a stability number. There's tangible new beginnings coming in. And, for some of us, it's going to be things that we weren't expecting to come in, or for some of us, it's things we were expecting, but we didn't know how it was going to come in. But I think what we don't realize, and what the point is, this is 43 and 44, by the way, that's interesting. The point that they really wants to make is, you're not aware of how much of a foundation we've been building, because you've been so resilient. We've been moving and moving, and as a society we've started to build this new foundation, and we're in the midst of building that. And on the individual level, we've been building our own more healed, stable foundations, which is allowing the foundation so that we can actually start building up, okay? Because we have been I feel like we've been when what's it called when you're building a house, they not landscape, excavate. We've been excavating, we've been digging deep, we've been doing the healing this year, over the last few years, over the last, honestly, since 2012 was a big one, big awakening, big shift in the collective in 2012, but we've been digging deep, we've been digging through, we've been lifting we've been dealing what's been under the surface, we've been dealing with our shadow, we've been integrating our shadow, and now we've been able to start laying foundation on. And with this shift, we're going to start being able to actually build on our foundation. How exciting is that? But one of the key factors that we need to remember with this is that we need to have the energy, and that's what Archangel Raguel is, while we're still in this space of not seeing tangible results or not seeing the shift. We need to live in the present moment. We must always live in the present moment, because it's this present moment that leads into the next present moment. And it's only from being in the present moment that we're in a total state of allowance and acceptance, that we're allowing our teams and the archangels like Raguel, who are working on all the many layers of our energetic existence, to bring in and assist us in where we're going, okay? As we progress further, we're going to learn more and more about, as a collective and individually, we're going to learn more and more about seeing the layers and learning to energetically align and starting to be able to feel how that shifts in. But right now, this full moon is about being here, being exactly in this space, going with your intuition about what you need to do. If you need to take time to release. If you need to take time just totally to just tune out. It's about getting your energy in alignment, bringing yourself into the present moment, so when everything that's coming in, because there is a lot coming in tangibly, comes in, you're ready for it, okay? I'm sending you guys so much love. I hope you have a beautiful full moon. Till next time, mwah. If you'd like a reading, information is in my bio, on my page. Happy full moon.